Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding a review meeting today with districts having low vaccination coverage. The virtual meeting will include districts with less than 50% coverage of the first dose and low coverage of the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Prime Minister Modi will be interacting with district magistrates of over 40 districts in Jharkhand, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Meghalaya. Chief ministers of these states will also be present at that meeting. Prime Minister Modi's review meet here comes just days after Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia informed that 12 crore people haven't taken their second dose of the vaccine as yet. Until now, 73.7 crore first doses covering 78% of the eligible population and 33.5 crore second doses covering 35.2% of the eligible population there have been administered. Let me quickly cut across to Milind Sharma joining us live for more on that. Milind, nearly half of 60-plus age group yet to get the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. If you can take us through Prime Minister Modi's review meet today that will, of course, discuss on the vaccine coverage and how to really propel this vaccination drive as we inch closer to the end of the year.
Well, it's going to be a very important review meeting, Nabila, because it's going to take place with 40 other district magistrates of those districts that have seen a low vaccination rate. And we're talking not just about the first dose, but also the second dose of the vaccines that have not been given at this point. And the review meet will happen at 12. This is also going to help us propel further the target of India's inoculation for most eligible people by the end of the year. And it remains a big concern because the second dose of the COVID vaccine is equally important, and only then will a person be considered fully vaccinated. The government on their part have said that complacency has set in post the fact that we have not been seeing as many cases as we used to in the country, and which is why there's a delay in taking the second dose. And the urge will be to go from door to door for the DMs as well as the SDMs level till the Gram Panchayat level to look at people who've not been vaccinated with the second dose. That will be a crucial meeting that will be headed by the Prime Minister today.
Well, thank you very much, Milind, for joining us with those details. It seems like the meet will discuss further on how to really speed up the vaccination drive currently in the country. At least quite a half of the population almost still to receive the second dose of the vaccine. Meanwhile, all eyes on the World Health Organization as it will be meeting to assess emergency use approval for Made in India Covaxin. A technical advisory group of WHO will discuss and assess final risk-benefit needed for approval of Covaxin. Over 12% of total vaccinated Indians have got Covaxin, and a WHO nod will enable them to travel abroad without the need for quarantine. Prime Minister Modi at G20 meet in Italy had categorically said that emergency approval for Covaxin will help India in assisting other countries to vaccinate their population. In fact, Prime Minister Modi has also said that India is ready to produce over 5 billion COVID vaccine doses by the end of next year to help the world in its fight against coronavirus. So far, 11 countries, including Australia, have now approved the Covaxin gel. Let me cut across to Chaiti there, explaining to us the Covaxin efficacy data. Let's take a listen.
And as India awaits the approval for Covaxin, which is the emergency use nod from the World Health Organization, let's get you a little bit of details as far as Covaxin is concerned. Studies have been conducted on over 26,000 volunteers, and it is effective 77%. So it's showing 77% efficacy towards people having symptomatic diseases. But when it comes to severe diseases, the efficacy stands at a whopping 93%. Let's get you more details. As far as the Delta variant, though, is concerned, the efficacy is 65%. Covishield, which is the AstraZeneca Serum Institute of India vaccine, has already been approved by WHO, and many people who have taken Covishield are now traveling overseas, but the Covaxin ones are restricted to very few countries because it awaits the WHO nod at this point of time. There is Sputnik, which is the RDIF Russian vaccine, not approved by the WHO at the moment. Moderna, approved by the World Health Organization already. Then you have Janssen, which is made by Johnson & Johnson, as you already know, already has an approval by the WHO.
All right, the holy town of Ayodhya is all set to celebrate the festival of lights. On your screens right now are visuals coming in from Yogi Adityanath's previous Diwali celebrations in Ayodhya. This year will be indeed special as the Ram Temple city is all decked up for mega festivities. The government will light up 12 lakh earthen lamps, 9 lakh of which will be lit on the banks of the Saryu River, bettering the previous Diwali record. This is the first time that festivities have been scaled up to this level. The administration has sought assistance of over 12,000 volunteers to help light diyas. In fact, the feat has also attracted eyes of Guinness World Record of lighting the most number of oil lamps. A team has now begun counting the diyas at Ram Ki Padi. There are grand plans there for a laser show as well, a sound show, a light show, use of drones in the 3D protection of the Ramayan. 500 drones will draw various events from Ramayan on Ayodhya skyline. In fact, 3D holographic shows, projection mapping are also the highlights of this extravagant Deepotsav celebrations in Ayodhya.
काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है। राम जी के आने की खुशी हो रही है तो पूरा अयोध्या रोशन हो जाएगा और भी भव्य हो जाएगा। काफ़ी अच्छा लगेगा देखने में, ऐसा लगेगा कि राम जी आ गए हैं।
पूरी तैयारी हो चुकी है। यहाँ पर ये पूरा नज़ारा जो दिखाई पड़ रहा है, पूरी तैयारी यहाँ पर अच्छी तरीके से हो गई है। अभी कुछ ही पलों बाद यहाँ पर तेल पड़ने लगेगा और उसके बाद यहाँ पर शाम को जो नज़ारा देखने को मिलेगा वो बहुत ही अच्छा लगेगा, जिससे पूरा दुनिया देखेगी। एक रिकॉर्ड बनाने चल रहे हैं अयोध्या की पावन धरती से हम सब।
It's a big day for Ayodhya and we are here at the majestic Ram Ki Padi where the history is about to happen. As I'm showing you the visuals out here of lakhs of diyas being placed in this 32 ghats of Ram Ki Padi. As you're seeing the visuals, volunteers from different colleges are placing the diyas as the number is exceeding 9 lakh, which was given by UP government for setting up the record in yet another year in the Guinness Book. Cleanliness drives are also on as sanitation process is also on. Apart from that, the arrangement for the laser show are also being made in this Ram Ki Padi, while the oil filling process will also start by noon, and by evening you can assume a lighted Ram Ki Padi with more than 9 lakh diyas lighted up in this Ram Ki Padi in the presence of CM Yogi Adityanath and Governor Anandiben Patel. With cameraman Neeraj Kumar, Samarth Srivastava for India Today.
Ayodhya, the birthplace of Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, is decked up for Diwali. At the Ram Ki Padi, 900,000 or 9 lakh diyas will light up Ayodhya this Deepavali. 5 diyas were brought in from every village across Uttar Pradesh, and the administration was tasked to ensure that more than 12 lakh diyas light up across Ayodhya in an effort to set a new benchmark.
इस बार 9 लाख दीपक केवल यहीं पर प्रज्वलित होंगे। जो आप यहां पर देख रहे हैं राम जी की पेड़ी, यहां पे 9 लाख दीपक इस बार प्रज्वलित होंगे।
When Yogi Adityanath took over as Chief Minister in 2017, for the first time, 51,000 diyas were lit up on the banks of River Saryu at Ram Ki Padi. Each year, the number went up, with close to 3.5 lakh diyas in 2018, 4 lakh diyas in 2019 and 6.6 lakh diyas in 2020. This year, 9 lakh diyas will light up at the ghats and another 3 lakh diyas across Ayodhya to mark the celebrations of 9 lakh homes allotted to beneficiaries of Prime Minister and Chief Minister's Awas Yojana or housing scheme. Water from Kabul River was sent by a woman devotee from Afghanistan. It was mixed with Ganga Jal for a Jalabhishek of Lord Ram at the temple in Ayodhya. Yogi Adityanath at Panchayat Aaj Tak spoke of the significance of the ceremony.
और काबुल हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण इसलिए है, माता के कई उसी अफगानिस्तान से थे। भगवान राम ने माता केकई के प्रति अपार श्रद्धा और सम्मान का भाव व्यक्त किया है। क्या माता केकई नहीं होती तो क्या हम राम राज्य की बात कर पाते?
It is not just about lighting up 9 lakh diyas. It is also about the paintings, the entire life journey of Lord Rama, which the students of various colleges of Ayodhya have tried to show in this particular majestic Ram ki Paidi.
There are grand plans for a laser show, sound and light show, and the use of drones in 3D projection of the Ramayana. 500 drones will draw various events from Ramayana on the Ayodhya skyline. 3D holographic shows, 3D projection mapping, and laser shows on the banks of river Saryu will also make this Diwali special. This is the first time that festivities have been scaled up to this level. And the administration has sought the assistance of over 12,000 volunteers to light the diyas. The diya makers are also excited about this Diwali.
कुल 2.5 लाख का ऑर्डर मिला है, जिसमें लगभग 40 घर कुम्हार हैं। यहाँ पे सबको 5-5 हज़ार दे दिया हूँ।
यहाँ पे 12,000 हमारे वॉलंटियर्स लगे हुए हैं जो स्कूल और कॉलेजों के हैं। यहाँ जो कार्यक्रम का जो मेन स्वरूप है वो हमारा साकेत कॉलेज से 13 झांकियाँ निकलेगी जो राम कथा का चित्रण करेंगी और वहाँ झांकियों को रूट होगा और वो अपने निर्धारित रूट से राम कथा पार्क तक आएगी।
The effort, according to the people of the historic religious center, is to ensure Ayodhya's historic and cultural glory is not only revived but also taken to greater heights. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, after 22 months, Thalaivar is back with his first film on the big screens. Hopes are now high on this Diwali release, especially because crowds are now returning to cinema halls after 18 long months. Estimates put the production cost of Annathe at 230 crore rupees, while Rajnikant's fee itself is a whopping 100 crores. Here's more on that.
First Rajni film in 22 months. A period which has seen the country go through the worst of times. But now the superstar is back, ushering in hope for Achhe Din for the film industry. Hopes are high that after an 18-month lockdown, crowds will return to cinema halls and the cash registers will start ringing again. Though no one wants to talk numbers officially. Estimates put the production cost of Annathe at 230 crore rupees. Of this, sources say Rajnikant's fee itself is a whopping 100 crore. The director nets 15 to 20 crores, while the fee to other stars and staff is 50 crore rupees. The actual production cost is estimated at just 60 crore rupees. Meanwhile, Rajnikant's health has been a cause of concern, and his hospitalization remains a hot topic in Tamil Nadu. In fact, this is only expected to garner more audience interest for the big budget Annathe.
They are saying that it will reach 2,500 screens, so it's going to have a huge, wide release. But not only Annathe, I would say Surya Vamshi also is a big ticket movie, and both these films are, let's say, will open the box office the post-pandemic period. And a lot is riding on Annathe because Rajnikant is the biggest opener in South India. So the doors are open in Tamil Nadu, and even Andhra had a few hits like Love Story and other things. So I'm expecting the crowds have already returned. Now will the family audiences also come in a bigger way because it's festival? I'm expecting a lot more family audiences to come in.
Producers of the film reportedly have already minted close to 200 crore rupees even before its release. Theatrical rights of the film in Tamil Nadu have been sold at 55 crore rupees and satellite rights for 30 crore. Digital rights have earned the producers 35 crore, while overseas rights have gone for around 20 crore. Other deals including Hindi dubbing has garnered over 60 crore rupees. And looking at the past few releases of the superstar, the final earnings could be much higher. While Darbar managed 250 crore in the box office, Peta earned 218 crore. The big blockbuster was 2.0. Kala was the only underperformer. Kabali, released in 2016, reportedly made 650 crore. It has been a long wait for the movie watchers, and multiplexes will do anything for that big success. Annate could just be that answer to the prayers of India's huge cinema industry. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
Now, Team India's pride is at stake as we take on Afghanistan in the third match of T20 World Cup. After humiliating defeat against Pakistan and New Zealand, it's a do-or-die situation for India now if team has to really continue their run in this tournament. Let's take a quick look at this detailed report.
India will feel badly beaten here, bloodied, maybe not bowed, still 3 games remain, it isn't done.
Semi-final hopes are all but over, but there is still a tournament to be played.
Pakistan will celebrate as will these 2 young men out there.
First Pakistan and then New Zealand. 2 back-to-back defeats have completely derailed Team India's campaign, and now they have an upbeat Afghanistan next. Will India go in with the same top order with Rohit Sharma at 3, followed by Virat? Well, many questioned the move, but if batting coach Vikram Rathore is to be believed, it was a decision that had Rohit's approval.
Who took that call? I think it's the whole management who sits together and take this call. And of course, Rohit is part of that group. So he was, of course, part of that group and that discussion where it was discussed.
Chased down.
The spinners have done exceedingly well in this T20 World Cup so far, but not for India, with both Ravindra Jadeja and Varun Chakravarti wicketless. Afghanistan spinners Rashid Khan and Mujib have been at the forefront of their team's success so far. While Rashid has picked 7 wickets in 3 innings at an economy of 4.74, Mujib has 6 wickets from 2 innings at an even better economy of 4.25. India will be travelling to Abu Dhabi for this match, and the ground has slightly bigger dimensions, which may prompt them to contemplate on their other spin options, with Ravichandran Ashwin and Rahul Chahar in the fray.
And it also
India so far has had a disastrous campaign, but Afghanistan will pose another big threat, especially with their bowling.
Rashid and company, in the absence of Mujib today, stopped Namibia.
Sports Bureau, India Today.